just as much as we have ours. But when we make that effort to have that family dinner time, and that means no cell phone.
No cell phones at my table
Yes.
ever.
Good. Yes.
You cannot.
Look,
you can
no TV.
no.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, no.
I love it.
Oh yeah, I
got you.
got all out there. No cell phone.
But the
TV.
TV. And see, and that's how it was. And because the dining room area, the way our house was set up
Sacred.
anyway, the dining room area, especially back then, we couldn't have it. We didn't have a TV. So
Right.
it was never no TV.
Right.
And then we didn't have to worry about cell phones back then. We talked about that before on the show.
And I think
But
what happens too, Karen,
Yeah.
is that, when we were younger, it was a lot easier because there was one meal, and everybody ate the same thing, or you did not eat.
Yeah, that's true.
And so when it was time for dinner, everybody sat down and ate dinner.
Right.
Now you got this child doesn't eat that, this child doesn't eat that. You can't, they're allergic to this. You got to fix, 2-3 different things. And it just, it makes it so much harder. But what I'm hearing and what I'm receiving
yes.
is that it doesn't matter if it's hard.
Yes,
you got to
you gotta
do it
make that
anyway.
effort. Yes.
You
It's the
gotta
same
do
as what
it
you said
anyway.
about making that path to the goals.
Yes.
That's part of the goals. When
Yeah.
you spend time together,
Yes.
that also allows them to want to talk to you about those things that you want to talk about
Yep.
to get
Yep.
whatever you want to get
Yep.
done. Oh, well,
Yes.
we're going to eat together, so maybe we can talk to mom about that then.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you created that.
Let me tell you
Yes.
something. Me and my sister, we used to set. I love dinner time because that was me and my sister set up time for my mom. We
Oh,
sit
y'all
there
would
and
be
did-
scheming. Y'all would be scheming, coming
Yes.
up with y'all
so
stuff.
I'm telling all teenagers, all children. Let me tell you. You look. You hear the words that coming out my mouth. That is the best time to get in what you need to get in because everybody happy. They don't fix the meal.
Right.
You're sitting down
Yes,
together as a
yes.
family.
Yep.
And you got they undivided attention.
Yeah, how about that?
That's right. That's true.
You hear what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
if you need to get it in, that
How
was the
about
best
that?
time to get it
Yes,
in.
yes.
Because the parents, they really do. They happy to see you eating. We happy to be sitting down as a family,
Yes.
and
I
all
love
at
that
one.
time.
Yes.
Hearing
I
about
love
your
that
day.
time.
Yes,
Yes, I
yes,
love that
yes,
time.
and she gonna be a softie then. I
I tell you, because I'm that person. When I get something good to eat, my feet start swinging up under the table, and my endorphins are released
See,
and
so then her
everything.
children can ask her for
They can
anything.
ask for anything.
Marjorie,
Like,
I think
I
that
used to
it'll work.
wait. I used to wait when I was younger. I used to wait until my mother would start listening to Gladys Knight and the Pips because I knew she was in a good mood.
See?
And I would be like, Mommy, here's that letter that said I was bad at school.
Yeah,
Can you sign it?
Uh-huh. See, you gotta know when to
Yes,
get it in.
yes,
you
yes,
gotta know when to
yes.
get it in,
That's
and
true.
I think that's so important.
Yeah, that
Marjorie.
family
Yes.
dinner
Agree.
time. Yeah.
And
just-
when you have those times, even if it was something like that letter, then you can talk about it without being angry. You don't have to be
Yes,
angry.
you don't have
then
to
you
be
can
angry.
you can listen to the reason why that happened, not just thinking about you got in trouble.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
Because the wrong time to ask is when my mom, I knew, me and my sister, when she getting us ready for school, she trying to get us ready for school and get herself
Right.
ready for work. Don't ask
That's
they
not
about
the
stress.
time.
nothing.
They stress. They're
Because
stressed.
the house is trying to get out
Right.
on
It's
time.
It's stressful.
That
It's
is not the
stressful.
time.
It's not the
Don't
time.
ask her to
It's
sign that
stressful.
note because you're going to get in trouble for real then.
So,
don't
not
ask her,
only-
can you
Right.
go to the mall?
Yeah.
Because the answer going to be no.
Yeah, right. She's stressed. So not only, just thinking about like my house and the things that we do. So we have game night. Mm-hmm. So
See?
we have a night where my kids like to play cars, the no cars and taboo and that kind of stuff. And so I find it exciting, when we go out, I'm like looking for stuff, I'm like, oh, well, we can get this and we can all play this together, and it's a good time for them to relax with us and have fun,
Right.
because usually they're doing the things that they do for fun and we're doing the things that we do for fun,
Right.
but to be able to have that
And
thing
do it together.
that we can all do together
Yes,
and
yes,
enjoy,
yes.
you know, is always good.
Yes. And go ahead,
Oh, I was just
Marjorie.
going to say, it just when you were talking about that, it reminded me of what I said about modeling. In my family, I have 3 sisters and a brother.
Okay.
And my father was big on always saying, you got to watch out for your sister. You got to watch out for your brother. You got to do this. You got to do that. So we work very hard now to make sure that we stick close together. We don't argue about things. We don't get into very many disagreements about things because we honor that my father wanted us to stick close and to watch out for one another. We use, just like we want our children to, use whatever strengths that we have
Yes.
to make it work like a unit.
Wow.
And that is also modeling for our
Yes.
children.
Yes.
My children are siblings.
Yes.
So if they see that in us, they know what to do. They can
Yes.
teach their children
And,
that.
yep. And I had to, I think we kind of took that for granted because I grew up like that too. Like my sister and I, like nobody could do anything to me. She would have to jump in it, and
Yes.
nobody could do
Yes.
anything to her. And so my 2 youngest kids, so my oldest son kind of grew up like an only child, and so my 2 younger kids, you know, I was trying to teach them, like, you look out for him and you look out for her. And so, really funny story. I got a call from the school. They were probably about 9 and 7. And the school said, you know, Summer and Ahmad were fighting on the bus. I was like, oh, who were they fighting? They didn't jump somebody? And she said, no, they were fighting each other. I was like, what?
Never heard anything
And
like that.
I couldn't even imagine. And I was so mad because I was like, you do not do that. Like,
Yes.
you all can come in
Ever.
here and argue, but when you
Right.
go out there
Yes.
in
yes.
that world, you are
You're a
a
team.
united front.
Front.
Exactly.
And
all
always
times.
be that way. And my
Yes.
daughter, I had to teach her, you know, because she has this irritating little brother, that you can't treat everybody else better than you treat him.
Exactly.
You cannot go
That's
talk
true.
to your friends nice and be patient with them and have no patience with him.
Mm-hmm.
And so just bringing that into a household of, we stick together.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
no matter what's going on,
Exactly.
this family sticks together.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
and
Very
let
true.
them understand that. You know, they're never going to
Exactly.
see me, you know, team up against their dad. He could be wrong as 40 going north, right? But
Not in
I'm
front
going
of
to
the
be like,
kids.
no, my husband said.
Not
My
in front
husband
of,
said
yeah.
that blah. Yeah,
Yep,
it's just
yep,
that's
yep.
just the way it is.
And when you need to
And-
talk about it, you talk about it behind closed doors.
behind closed doors,
Behind
absolutely,
closed door.
absolutely.
So we kind of got this mental part down. We got some good stuff here. So now let's talk about the physical health and as we go into this. And so the physical part of it, you know, family workouts. You know, I know. I work out all the time, and I was trying to work out, but I know the best success came when me and my husband started working out together, or,
Yes.
or when my mom used to go for walks with us or whatever. It's just something about that family that sets the pace for the family. That's another good time.
Right.
To get in all the things, all the release the stress, things that's happened.
Yes.
Can hear what happened, because like you said,
Yes.
with game night is a fun time too.
Right.
Now, but exercising, especially now with the pandemic, they talk about that a lot, that we need to, because we was on lockdown. So the family started doing what? Going on family walks together,
right.
you know, just to
Yes.
get out the house and get
But
fresh
didn't you
air.
see everybody outside during,
Yeah.
like when COVID hit? I mean, I saw people walking in my neighborhood. I was like, where did all these people
Didn't
come
even know.
from?
Didn't even know.
Everybody was just walking. It was just so nice.
It was
Yes,
nice to have
yes.
some time because
Yes.
you know, those people
Yes.
that you
It's
saw.
usually
It
at
slowed
work.
us.
Always
It
at
brought
work.
us down, didn't it?
It
Yes.
did.
It brought us. It
And-
brought
and
brought us
that's-
home.
Yeah.
It brought us home.
Yes.
And it slowed everything down.
It did.
And
it was
it
very
does.
nice.
And,
That
and-
part was
and
nice.
believe it
Yes.
or not, the physical part is more for your mental than you really realize.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
because
Oh, I know.
yes,
Definitely.
I'm clear
because
on
when-
that. I'm
when
clear.
when you're working out and you're feeling good, it mentally it just relieves all that stress, and
It
you mentally
does.
can
Right.
clear
It
your
does.
head
It
and
does.
see and think so much better. You know, because I know my dog was probably like, if she walked me one more time. Why is she still home?
Mom, just leave me home. You
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. You don't use to walk me
without
that
me.
much, you know.
So-
But I just said my neighborhood just even looked different during the
Yeah.
pandemic.
Yes.
It was
I
beautiful
love
Everybody
outside.
was
It really
coming
was.
outside.
Everything
Everybody
was
was
just,
doing yard work
Yeah.
and fences
Yes,
and
yes.
building patios and all
Yes.
this. So it was just nice to see that.
that's
But
right.
it is important
as
to
a
be
family,
physical.
though.
So we have my kids are very athletic, so they
Yeah.
both are heavily into sports,
Yeah.
and so they work out regularly.
Yes.
Is their fat mom and daddy?
So look, so then we got to put in that
what I'm
family
going to
essence,
do,
the
though, but
workout
what I
time.
did was I've assigned them as our trainers.
oh, that's nice. That's a good
So
idea.
they're going to help us. They're going to work with us.
Right.
So that gives them, that ability to feel like they're telling us what to do.
Yeah.
Yes,
No,
yes.
mommy, you can't eat that.
Yeah.
I need you to. So they're
that's-
working with us to be our
that's
trainers
good.
I love it. I love
and
it.
making
That's-
us accountable. So
that's-
now we're accountable
Right.
to
I
them.
love
And
it.
my children were athletic growing up too, but that's because I like sports, and so they
Yes.
they played lacrosse, they played baseball, they played rugby, they did everything.
Yes.
But
So
we as
I
parents
have
got to keep it
softball,
up, though. We
baseball.
still
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
do
you're right.
it. We
I mean,
gotta,
you're right.
Yes,
we got to
yes.
get back into it because I know it's hard because now that I live by myself, it is hard. Mentally, it's a mental game that
Yeah.
you have to play. But before we go to this commercial break, guys, we got to recognize the monthly awareness. That is my thing. Is that's the way we give back to the community and just be more involved in what's going on. So January is National Hug Month. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm a hugger, so I should know that.
Yes, and so actually the day is I think it's January the 11th. We're gonna make sure it's a day. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it is the 11th.
That's an article in the magazine.
Yes,
Maybe
it's
you
an
can you can
article
buy
in
that,
the
a magazine.
Yes,
today.
look, so it's and I was going to say, Belinda, we really miss you because
Yes,
we know
we do.
Family Matters is
Belinda.
your time that you talk about the different awareness because we get her to write on. So she wrote about National Hug, how we now have to do the elbow thing. A hug is a handshake of the heart, So, and I loved it. It was a very nice article that she did. And then, we got to talk, and we was talking about that. This is actually health and weight awareness month. So healthy weight awareness. So this is a time because that's what we do at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
What do everybody say? I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to by springtime. Then we fall off 2 weeks after when we fall
No,
off,
listen,
but we
Karen,
got to
so
keep it going. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
daughter has her prom in May.
Yeah.
So my thing was, I gotta get prom ready for these pictures.
Yes.
You know how the mama take the
Yes,
pictures with
yes,
the daughter.
yes.
I got to be prom ready, girl.
I'm telling you.
So
I'm
you're
telling you now.
inspired. You're
Yes,
inspired.
yes. Well, I tell you, this has been great. So we'll talk about Religious Day when we come back, since you do the inspirational moments.
Okay.
So we'll just put that all there. But we
Okay.
just wanted to recognize some of the monthly awareness, and yes, give that hug, give that kiss, and
Yes.
also be healthy on that weight. Yes, this is the time to look at that. So guys, you are listening and seeing B.A.A.D.A.S.S Us Real Talk here on Vision and Purpose Media Production. We be right back at you.
Hello, my name is Tania McQueen. I'm the Residential Services Manager for Prestige Community Resources.
What our new facilities are respite centers. We're opening 2 in the city right now. Hopefully we'll expand to more. But respite centers are a place where people can come and get a little additional support with their mental health. Our one on Eastern Avenue is for men, and our one on Minnesota Avenue is for women. Our facilities are for all DC residents, especially focusing in on those in Wards 7 and 8. So they're really nice, and I'm excited for consumers to actually see them. What are the services that we're going to provide? Therapy, case management, medication management, all provided by professional staff, a licensed nurse practitioner, psychiatrists, sociologists, social workers, and then our paraprofessionals, our case managers. It's just a place where you can come and get the supports that you need to work on your personal goals, as well as to get your mental health straight. Simple, single adult, 18 of years of age or older, a DC resident. You need to have insurance, but if you don't have it, it's okay. Still come, we'll work on getting you insurance. Have to have a negative COVID test, a negative TB test, and be willing to work on your mental health. For more information about respite services, you can contact us at 202-796-5000 or hit us up on our website at www.prestigecommunityresources.org.
Yes, welcome back to B.A.A.D.A.S.S Us. Yes, that's right. That's who we are. B.A.A.D.A.S.S Us, real talk here on Vision and Purpose Media Productions. And guys, you know, this is the segment where we always do what? We hear that lovely word from Marjorie Middleton, that inspirational moment for Marjorie Middleton. So as we go into the inspiration within with Marjorie Middleton, just want to recognize that this is Religion and Belief Month as well. So, you know, we just like to pay respects to all the awareness. So Marjorie,
As usual, everything always ties in with what we're talking about. We didn't mention this to you, but we never talk about what I'm going to say, and I never get this outline until the day that we're going to do the show.
Yes.
So today I'm talking about all about you. And you know, we just need to learn to think of ourselves the way that the Lord thinks about us, because that's so important. And the scripture is from Jeremiah 29:11. It says, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." So, you know, God is always thinking about us. He thinks of us as precious. He thinks of us as lovely. He thinks of us as wonderful. And we have to start learning to think about ourselves in that way, too. It's very important. It's just we need to think of ourselves that way so that we can model that word again, model that for our children, because that's how they learn to love themselves. It's important to love yourself. And especially as Black people, that's the only way we make it through this world. You know, with God's love and with us knowing that He loves us and we love ourselves.
Yes,
And
He
then
loved
we
us
do the
first.
things that He's given us. The things that He's blessed us to do, we can work even harder on them when we know that He loves us and that we love ourselves. So I wrote a couple of things down that I just want everyone to kind of think about a little bit.
Okay.
Number one is stop limiting self-talk, which in turn limits self-growth. So if you don't talk to yourself, you stop growing. You've got to talk to yourself. I'm doing a fabulous job.
Yes.
I am beautiful. I am wonderful.
Yes.
positive
I can get up and take
affirmations.
this walk. I can get up and take this class. You know, whatever you want to do, if you keep talking to yourself, you can do it.
I believe that.
So we can't
I
limit
believe
self-talk.
that.
Right.
Absolutely.
And the second one is set your own clear intentions, choices, and direction for your life. You talked about that. You know, having clear intentions, deciding what the goals are, and moving towards those goals. Taking the direction that you want to take. That's important. And number 3 is stop looking to other people for approval. You know, there's only 2 that need to approve what you do. That's you and God.
Yes.
So stop looking to others for them to say, you're doing a great job. Or stop looking to others to even just appreciate anything you do. Does it really matter?
Validation.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Seek that.
I love it. You know, and that's true, Rhonda, what she said. We never talk about what the subject matter going to be or what her scripture going to be. And it's amazing how when we come together, it always aligns. So just what you're saying, you know, and it go back to what we were saying at
Right.
first when you was reading the scripture. The first thing I said, we said it starts where with
Right.
you,
Exactly.
you know. So
Exactly.
you know, and that is important, you know, and everything that I do, you know, I just want to be. We want to be what Christ like, you know, the 9 fruit of the Spirit, making
our
sure
goal.
that we are that way, you know, and knowing that He, you know, in order to go out here in the world and be accomplished, you know, we have to know who He is and know it's because sometimes we get comfortable thinking that the accomplishments that we make and have is our doing, the achievements that we have is our
Exactly.
doing, and we forget
Right.
it's not. We take it as a given. As a given. It's not a given. It's a
Yes.
blessing,
Right.
and the blessing comes for Him. And that's what, like you said, when you know how to love yourself,
Right.
because He first loved you. He
Yes,
loved you
yes,
first.
Yes.
And,
You know,
and
and
when
that's-
you love yourself, you also know that sometimes you're going to make mistakes.
Yes.
Sometimes you make the wrong choice. But you
Yes.
can't stop in that place and stay there and beat yourself up and
Yeah.
just wallow in that, whatever that thing is.
Yes, because
You have to keep moving forward.
It definitely is, because what we say last week, life is about what? Lessons and blessings.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I love what you said about how we have to talk to ourselves. How we we tend to listen to ourselves.
Yes. Yes.
We tend to listen to, I call that crazy person in my head, and we tend to listen to ourselves instead of talking
Right.
to ourselves.
You speak things into existence.
Absolutely.
No, definitely.
Positive and negative.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
The power
Exactly.
of the tongue is
Yeah.
Yes,
tongue is
exactly.
powerful.
It certainly is.
And
And
it is.
in my business, I get
And what
to,
business is that?
I'm a mortgage loan officer.
Okay,
but
yes.
I get to, and I say get to because I consider it a privilege.
Yeah.
I get to connect with people doing the biggest purchase that most people make in a lifetime, but probably the most emotional.
That's what you were
And
saying before.
people, I have come to know that people are really living their lives with so much doubt, with so much self-doubt, that sometimes it's hard for them to even believe
Right.
that
That's true.
something good is happening
That's true.
to them.
Yeah.
That or that something good is going to happen. People come with so many life lessons, with things that have happened to them, and they're carrying all of that stuff
With them.
around, and I
Yes.
see it. I see it, and it's sometimes it's hard
Right.
to convince someone that they deserve wonderful things.
Yes. The
Well, you said
blessing
they
of the
deserve
Lord.
to
when
be
you talked
blessed.
about that earlier about your business and how sometimes you feel like you could be a counselor. But in any job and I won't say job, but in any mission that you have in
any
life,
mission, yes.
that is your ministry.
Yes.
So if your job is something that you love and that God gave you the gift to do
Yes.
that,
Yes.
then you are going to minister to people in many
And
different
that's
ways.
what I do.
Just like Karen's job, and I say job, but
Yes.
I'm not,
Yes,
but
we
Karen's ministry. Not only you're not just here talking to people. There's other things that go along with that. You serve children, you serve families. So
Yes.
there are other things that go with what you do, and God will equip you for all those things.
Absolutely.
Yes, He does. Yes,
Absolutely,
He does.
He does.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say the last point, and then we'll finish
Okay.
talking. So
Okay. Yes.
the fourth point is to practice self-love. Be number one in your life. I matter. I love me. I choose to love others. I trust my instincts, and I choose me.
I
If you
love it.
choose me, then you can help other people.
Yes, and that's true. And because as they always say, if you love yourself, sometimes you have to know how to love yourself, other to love others. And every time, 9 times 10, that is true. No, 10 out of 10, it is true. Because when you meet somebody who's not happy in life and not in a happy place, and that's because they don't know how to love themselves, because
Right.
they have been hurt.
Right.
Or hurt and abused in some way and never had that part of them healed yet, so they still walking around unhealed and hurt and not knowing how to love themselves. So so when so sometimes I think when we see that, for me, I try to give them a safe haven space that sometimes you have to meet people where they are, and when they comfortable enough with you, they would share that with you, and
Yes.
and like we were saying, you were saying the same thing,
Yes.
and putting them around positive mindset, positive people. You just never know how much you can just, like a smile, a hug. I'm a
Yes.
hugger.
Make someone's
a
day.
hug
Hugger,
make
yeah.
someone's day.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they can feel your natural energy of love, and it flows onto them.
Yes, yes. And what I will also say too is that, women naturally were nurturers. And so with that though comes that natural instinct for us to put everything and everybody before us.
Yes.
Right.
And
Yes.
we are made to feel like that's what we should do.
Right.
Yes.
But you know what? It's just like when you get on the plane and they say if you have children and something happens, put your mask on first.
Right. Right.
Because you can't
them.
take care of somebody when you have a person.
Right.
You can't pour into anybody if you're not filled up.
Exactly. That's
Yes.
true.
Yes.
That's very true.
Oh yes, oh yes, and when you can tell that when the energy is not matching up, you can definitely tell the difference when
Yeah.
someone have not been told that they are beautiful, they are loved, or they don't believe. Like they say, you don't have them conversations with themselves. Because I'm gonna tell you, I had them conversations with myself all the time. I
Me
love
too.
me.
Me
I
too,
am
Karen.
beautiful. You know, I'm telling you, I am. Look, what we say here, we are beautiful, accomplished, and divine.
Yeah,
That's what we
exactly.
are, you know,
Yes.
and that's what we in the Black community, we as when we feel that, and our brothers, we have to. They know they are determined, they are accomplished, you know,
Yes,
and we
yes.
we changing this narrative
Right.
Yes,
as
right.
society to see
yes,
us, you
yes.
know, because
Exactly.
you know, and that's how we do, you know. If you see a strong Black woman, she already know how to love herself, and
Right.
you know, she know that her love come from God first, and then
Yes.
she know how to love herself.
Mm-hmm.
And then she know how to go out in the world
Right.
and project her love.
And
you
not
know?
and not only that, she teaches the world how to treat her.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yes.
yes. Oh,
She
yes.
teaches the world that I am divine,
Right.
and I will be treated as such.
Yes. And that's why it's
You better
important for
know
us
it.
to know our history. It's important for us to know what's going on now. It's important for us to vote. It's
Yes.
important to us to run for offices. It's
Yes.
important to us to have a seat at the table.
Yes, go ahead on, Marjorie. was you
Absolutely,
was
Marjorie.
you in here last week?
Yes, I
Is it?
was.
Oh,
Yes, I
okay, all
was.
right. Krista, you like that one? That was definitely a good conversation we had. Yes,
Yeah.
and it's all great things. Well, guys, you know, it's coming down to the end, and you know, I'm gonna let our special guest,
Yes.
even though you know, and I like the fact that you know what, she did not give as our client last week say the selfish plug. She did not give not one selfish plug. So you know what, we're gonna let you plug it all in on who you are and far as your work and how
Wow.
that sales. How can they get in contact with you? You got the last word.
Wow. So I am Rhonda Lewis. I'm known as the program queen, not the princess, but the queen. I specialize in first-time home buyers and down payment assistance programs. I've been originating mortgage loans right here in the DMV for over 26 years. And I've come to work for an incredible company, Hometown Lenders, where we focus on people, not just profits. And we are on a mission to drive home ownership as building generational wealth in our community, and to also put the word out there and introduce people, specifically young people, to the business of mortgages, because it is a very lucrative and a very self-rewarding business as well. So we want to
Yes.
introduce people. So
how
that's
can they
what
get
I
it?
do.
Yes. how
Oh,
can they
my
get
email address is rhonda.lewis@htlenders.com. That's
Say it one more
RH
time. Yes.
Rhonda.lewis, RHONDA.LEWIS@HTLenders.com.
All right,
That's
guys.
awesome.
Yes,
Wow.
we had a great time here, and reason you know why I wanted to do that. You're going to see more of her. She had great ideas that she want to spin off and do the home loaner show,
okay.
and just
Okay.
talk about mortgaging and first time buyers, what you need to know.
Well,
you
that's
know,
nice.
because
That's
we
good.
have a show here on Sunday,
Right, right.
we're Saturday, but you know, and we're neighbors, and see how we can network and still be here for the community and still be here for
Absolutely.
one another. So I
Absolutely.
look forward to working with you. She want to produce her own magazine to guide people through the real
That's
estate
great.
process. This is just
Yes.
wonderful, guys. So see, you heard it here first, and look, I'm gonna do the plug for her because that's my girl. She's doing a great job. I love her.
Thank
so
you,
got her
Karen.
information. Get and reach out to her, and then
appreciate
stay
that.
tuned because her show is coming up soon.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is. So, guys, so see, that's what we are. Badass Us.
That's right.
Badass Us. Real talk
Yes.
here on Vision and Purpose Media Production. much. Guys, have a blessed week, and we see you next week. Until then, God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Do our girl wave.